The evening sun was sinking low, painting the western sky in shades of crimson and gold. As Clara moved quickly along the narrow trail, clutching a small basket of herbs she had gathered by the creek, unaware that her footsteps had drawn the attention of something far more dangerous than the shifting wind. The sudden grunt made her freeze, her heart hammering in her chest, and when she turned her head, her blood ran cold. Out from the brush thundered a pack of wild hogs, massive, ugly beasts with bristling hides, glistening tusks, and eyes burning with primal fury. They charged with terrifying speed, the ground trembling beneath their hooves, and Clara dropped everything as terror seized her legs and forced her to run. She sprinted through the dust, her breaths ragged, her body screaming for escape. Yet the creatures closed the distance with each second, their guttural squeals rising like a nightmare chorus in the wilderness. Just when Clara felt the hot breath of the nearest hog snapping at her heels, a sound cracked through the chaos. The sharp, commanding blast of a rifle. She dared to glance upward and saw him, a lone cowboy on horseback, broad and steady, his hat tilted low, his silhouette outlined by the dying sun as if he had been carved from the land itself. With unshakable precision, he aimed again, the rifle flaring in the dusk, and another hog tumbled lifeless into the dust, silencing its squeal forever. Clara's legs weakened as the herd surged closer, but before she could collapse, the pounding of hooves grew louder and stronger. And then he was there, towering above her, his horse snorting fire, his arm reaching down like a savior from the heavens. Without hesitation, he gripped her arm, lifted her effortlessly, and swung her onto the saddle in front of him, as though she weighed no more than a feather. The horse surged forward, muscles straining, carrying them away with thundering speed as the hogs shrieked behind, their fury fading into the distance. Clara's tears spilled as she clung to the reins, her body trembling, her heart pounding against the solid wall of the cowboy's chest. And for the first time since the chase began, she felt safe, shielded by the strength of the man who had appeared like an answer to her desperate cries. She dared to glance back, and in the fading light, the hogs were only specks swallowed by the dust, their power meaningless against the will of the rider who carried her to safety. The cowboy said nothing at first, his eyes scanning the horizon for danger, his jaw set with determination. But his silence was not cold. It was steady, grounding, filled with a reassurance stronger than words. Clara's voice broke through at last, soft and trembling. "Why did you save me?" The cowboy tilted his hat, his deep voice rumbling like distant thunder as he answered, "Out here, ma'am, life's too precious to waste. No one deserves to fall to the wild when a hand can pull them through." His words struck her heart with warmth she had not known in years, and she realized that some men carried honor not in their titles or wealth, but in the choices they made when no one was watching. They rode on into the twilight, the world around them bathed in silver light as the stars began to claim the sky, and Clara felt a strange new hope stir in her chest. She had been chased by death, cornered by terror, yet pulled from the jaws of despair by the strength of a stranger, whose courage burned brighter than fear itself. Maybe, she thought, some angels didn't need wings. They carried rifles, rode saddles, and answered the call of the wild when it roared too close. And as the night wrapped around them, she whispered a silent prayer of gratitude, knowing she would never forget the day she was saved by the cowboy, who fired twice, lifted her to safety, and carried her into a tomorrow she never thought she would see. And that, my friends, was the powerful tale of courage, fear, and salvation beneath the western sky. If this story gripped your heart and kept you on the edge of your seat, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and share it with others who love stories of bravery and hope. Your support helps us keep bringing these unforgettable tales to life, and trust me, you won't want to miss the next one.